The 2025 Spanish Grand Prix in Barcelona should have been a significant evaluation event for Ferrari. Instead of finding answers, however, they were hit by a storm of criticism from within, specifically from one of their biggest stars, Lewis Hamilton. The seven-time world champion's comments shocked Ferrari's technical team and forced team boss Fred Vasseur to intervene directly to calm the situation. How did Ferrari react internally after hearing Lewis Hamilton's criticism? Let's discuss. Friday in Barcelona initially went quite well for Ferrari. In the first practice session, FP1, Hamilton performed well, briefly ranking in the top three, only 0.378 seconds behind Lando Norris, McLaren, the leader. An aura of optimism began to permeate the Red Garage, as if the team were truly ready to challenge its rivals during this intense weekend. However, everything changed drastically in the second practice session, FP2. Hamilton suddenly plummeted to 11th place, over 0.7 of a second behind Oscar Piastri, McLaren, who topped the session this time. Even worse, Hamilton had to concede his teammate Charles Leclerc's superiority when Leclerc recorded a faster time. This is where the explosion of emotions began. Hamilton, the world champion known for being a perfectionist and being sensitive to car performance, could not hide his disappointment. Via team radio, he harshly criticized his race engineer, Riccardo Adami. "That's bad. This car is undrivable," he said in a frustrated tone. When Sky F1 asked him for a comment, Ferrari boss Frédéric Vasseur seemed calm and collected. He acknowledged the team's problems but did not want Lewis Hamilton's harsh criticism to develop into protracted drama. "His comments were a bit extreme," Vasseur said in a flat but firm tone. "But if we look at his performance on the last lap with soft tires, he was actually quite strong. That means the car is not as bad as he said on the radio." With this statement, Vasseur seemed to remind the public, and perhaps Hamilton himself, that there's a difference between the emotional experience of driving and the technical reality on the track. Vasseur acknowledged the existence of a real balance problem, particularly in regard to how the team manages tire degradation and maximizes the car's potential during the initial laps. However, he quickly added that Ferrari is not the only team facing these challenges. All teams have to deal with track conditions like in Barcelona, which are dirty, slippery, and full of marbles. "It's not just our problem," he explained. Emphasizing a more down-to-earth attitude, Vasseur said that the team's main focus is to fix what can be fixed without getting caught up in outside drama. "As long as we can fix this problem, I believe we can remain competitive. The important thing now is to maximize our resources, stay calm, and avoid letting this situation become overly dramatic," he concluded, sending a clear message to the entire Ferrari camp and perhaps to observers as well. Lewis Hamilton's former teammate and rival, Nico Rosberg, also made a sharp comment that immediately attracted attention. In his scathing analysis, Rosberg called the SF25 the worst car he has seen on the grid this season, a label that is clearly more than just casual criticism. According to Rosberg, Ferrari is currently experiencing serious issues, including excessive understeer when entering corners and sudden snap-oversteer when exiting corners, which makes it difficult for drivers to maintain stability. "It's not just about balance," Rosberg said firmly. "Ferrari is inferior to McLaren, Red Bull, and even Mercedes in all the major aspects. They have to make big changes if they want to be competitive again." Rosberg's statement immediately sparked a heated discussion in the paddock. Many analysts believe that Rosberg's sharp comments were not merely technical analysis but also a deliberate attempt to put pressure on Hamilton, given their long history of rivalry during Mercedes' heyday. Regardless of his motives, one fact is undeniable. The SF25 has not performed consistently this season. Ferrari still seems to be vacillating between inconsistent setups, shaky strategies, and immense pressure from opponents who are always going faster. While Lewis Hamilton continues to pressure his team with demands and harsh evaluations, Charles Leclerc appears more relaxed and calm, though he is fully alert. The Monegasque driver finished 5th in the second free practice session, FP2, a result that surprised even him. "To be honest, the result is more positive than we expected," said Leclerc with a smile. "Of course, there are still many areas we need to work on, but I'm confident that we're close to catching up with the leaders. Tonight is crucial for perfecting the car's setup to ensure we're ready for tomorrow." Interestingly, Leclerc noted that the FIA's recent technical changes to front wing flexing, a much-discussed issue lately, have not significantly impacted Ferrari's performance. "We've adapted quickly," he said calmly. "All the teams have had these changes, so for now, the impact is small. The most important thing is to stay consistent and keep pushing the boundaries. Leclerc may not be as vocal as Hamilton about his team, but that's precisely his secret weapon: a calm demeanor, focus, and a smile that hides fierce determination. However, Ferrari's problems aren't just about the car. The big question now is whether the real problem is coming from Hamilton himself. Nico Rosberg, Hamilton's former teammate and fierce rival, has expressed concern. According to Rosberg, Hamilton's performance this year is a continuation of the decline that began in his final season at Mercedes. Surprisingly, he was beaten by George Russell in qualifying duels throughout that season. Lewis himself admitted last year in Qatar that he wasn't as fast as he used to be, Rosberg said. Now, at Ferrari, he's lost to Leclerc in 7 of the 8 races. It's probably not just about adapting to a new car, it's probably about time finally catching up with the champion. Now 40 years old, Hamilton certainly never imagined that his Ferrari career would start so stormily. He joined the legendary Maranello team on a multi-year contract worth a fantastic price and came with high expectations, to be the torchbearer of Ferrari's revival and bring them back to their former glory. However, the reality was far from that dream. In the first half of this season, he was caught in a performance crisis. He struggled to conquer the SF25 car and repeatedly had to admit his teammate Charles Leclerc's superiority. Hamilton also claimed that Formula One is going in the wrong direction with the FIA's crackdown on flexible front wings, which will take effect at this weekend's Spanish Grand Prix. Teams gathered in Barcelona to see how a new technical directive limiting the flex of front wings under load would affect the competitive landscape. After introducing stricter rear wing testing in March, the FIA has updated its guidelines to reduce the tolerance for how much the front wing can bend vertically. McLaren is believed to be the team that exploited the previous rule the most. Hamilton explained that flexible wings provide benefits as teams adapt to them, citing his own experience at Mercedes. Flexible wings are positive when implemented. Some teams adapt quickly, others adapt slowly, said Hamilton. When we got them last year around this time at Mercedes, it was a positive thing for us. Ferrari is currently in 4th place in the Constructors' Championship, just 1 point behind 3rd place Red Bull and 5 points behind 2nd place Mercedes. Meanwhile, McLaren has been running unchallenged at the top of the standings, showing dominance that is hard to match this season. Ferrari still has a chance to take 2nd place, but only if they combine their internal strengths and optimize every aspect of their performance on the track. Nevertheless, achieving this ambitious goal will certainly not be easy. Not only will Ferrari have to tame the notoriously unpredictable SF25 at various circuits, but they must also overcome the internal tensions creeping into the garage atmosphere. The Maranello camp now faces a double challenge: finding the right strategy on the track and quelling any potential conflicts behind the scenes before their potential is wasted. The Spanish Grand Prix is not just about points or podiums. It is a crucial moment for Ferrari to determine the direction of their season. Will Hamilton adapt better? Can Leclerc maintain stable performance? Most importantly, can Vasseur keep his team intact in the face of internal and external pressure? Write your opinion below.